fight fans. So this past weekend we had Jake Paul versus Anderson Silva, and unfortunately Anderson Silva lost. So, with that being said, what is next? But first, let's get into the fight. Honestly, what I feel, he did lose. Yes, I give the decision to Jake 100%. Definitely with that knockdown, 100%. But it was a very close fight. It was definitely a very back and forth battle. Anderson Silva was landing some good shots. We kind of saw that old style Anderson Silva. Him doing his thing, him doing the dance, him trying to put his hands down, exposing his chin a little bit. He has some really phenomenal footwork. But unfortunately, Jake Paul, his youth, his size, everything was just a little too much for Anderson Silva. His body shots that he was constantly landing, that good shot that he connected with Anderson Silva that put him down. So, yeah, it was just a little too much for Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva shouldn't be going against guys like Jake Paul or guys at that age range. So that's what we're going to get into next. What is next for Anderson Silva? What I would like to see a farewell fight for Anderson, for both legends, because we saw him go against Mike Tyson. Yes, I'm talking about Roy Jones Jr. Because Roy Jones Jr. said in a podcast that the only way he would fight again would be to fight the legend Anderson Silva, and Anderson Silva wanted to really box Roy Jones Jr. These guys were stated to fight each other a long time ago, guys, possibly about 10 years ago, if not more. So, personally, I would like to see that. I would like to see it. Like, I know a lot of true boxing fans are going to say. I know what a lot of the naysayers are going to say. They're going to say things like, oh, well, we don't want to see him go against him. We don't want to see him have to deal with that. We don't want to see our two legends fall like that. No, I would like to see these two legends, these guys who love the sport so much, the guys who are die hard for the sport, the guys that are like really, really dedicated to the sport, the guys who really, really love the sport, really, really go let it all out in the ring. Anderson Silva, the great legend of MMA, Roy Jones Jr., the great legend of boxing, mixing it together. That's the one fight I could definitely see happening in the future, because they both had agreed to it at one point. They're both agreeing to it now, and they both want it now. So that is what I could see for Anderson Silva. Anything outside of that, I really would not want Anderson Silva to deal with it. I don't want Anderson Silva to go against any young guys, even whether there are MMA guys or anything like that. I would love to see him in pure boxing matches with some of these legendary guys. Like, say, for example, we had some old legendary fighters come around, and maybe we had like a Vitor Belfort and Anderson Silva. That would actually be kind of interesting. We would have a Shogun, Machida, Lealdo Machida, freaking Vanderlei Silva. These guys doing boxing matches, I won't mind seeing. Sure, I would prefer them not to. I don't want them knocking each other out any further long. I definitely don't want that to happen. But at the same token, if they do want to do it, because you guys also got to remember, these guys are fighters. These guys are athletes. Sometimes it's just hard for them to just leave that sport alone. Sometimes they got to do it any way, shape, form they can do. So they have to somehow perform in the best way they can possibly do it. But be that as it may, like I said, I would love to see him do it against a much more older generation instead of the younger generation. Leave, these guys, these young kids, these guys, the younger generation that's coming up. Don't mess with them, because that's when he's really going to get hurt. He could get hurt with the older generation, but not as much or as bad as he could with the younger ones. So, yeah, guys, my personal opinion, I would love to see him go against Roy Jones Jr. But let me know in the comments, guys, what do you think? Who do you think should be going against? Who do you think he should be going toe-to-toe with? Whether it be Roy Jones Jr., maybe someone older head in the MMA, somewhere around there. Let me know in the comments, guys. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.